Welcome back to the Real Mark Bagwell, a wrestling docuseries. Do not adjust your set. Jerry Hood's still under the weather. We got superfan JP El Curry with the chosen lawyer here to wrap up part 3 of our WrestleMania 39 recap show. JP, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me again. I love doing this with you guys. So, let's get it started, man. Lots to talk about here.
Well, so many matches. It's funny. The first recap show, we did the top 3 matches. We covered off Dom, Gunther, and Reigns. And it started to go downhill from there until we get to the third part. And now we got the matches where my eyes began to bleed. And I don't understand. I don't think I get any of these matches and why. So let's jump in. The first one is Brock versus the Nigerian giant Omos. We went 3-1 on this one. JP, the experts, myself, you, David, the producer, and Timur, the lawyer. So we went 3-1 in our picks. We missed one. Do you know why we missed it?
Because that was me. I was the one.
You, MVP, and Omos are the 3 people on this earth that thought that Omos had a chance. I want to jump into JP's comment. Are you all ready for this one? JP, Omos will beat Lesnar. This is from the predictions that we pre-wrote them before WrestleMania started. Omos will beat Lesnar. This might be a passing of the torch kind of match from Lesnar to Omos, as he is seen as the future monster. I would expect a run-in from Bobby Lashley or interference from MVP, though. Nothing will face Omos, even F5. David, the producer, winner, Brock Lesnar clean. Maybe now that Bray is off card, Bobby Lashley interferes in the Brock match. Timur thought Brock. I wrote in, I would love to tell you how Omos wins. Only ways if the Hurt Business gets back together. But the result will be Brock is going to squash Omos in 3 minutes. Lashley comes in with the Hurt Business, takes out Brock right after. We did not hit on that Hurt Business part. JP, were you using some sort of psychedelics at this point when making the predictions? Like, how did you see Omos possibly beating Brock?
Again, it's that time where one season is ending and a new season of WWE is beginning. And they keep building up Omos. And he's a lot more ring ready now than he's ever been. And they kept building him like he's going to be this unstoppable force. And I thought, hey, maybe the writers will actually continue writing this way. But it turned out not to be the case. I don't know why they treat him the way that they do. He's got a lot to offer, but I just don't know why you'd squash him so quick.
There's a guy in AEW that looks eerily similar. He's part of a faction with a manager that has a pencil behind his ear. And he has the cauliflower ears. What's his name? The giant and I'm not
Singh. Trying to remember his name. I think it's something Singh.
But they got the giant guy there. We don't know his name because that's how relevant he is over there. And then you have Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus is awesome.
Luchasaurus
before he went dark, when he was the original Luchasaurus with Jungle Boy, I loved it. Great gimmick, unbelievable athlete. That dude can do a lot.
There's a lot of things we talk about on the show. We do not talk about Jungle Boy. I don't want to hear about Jungle Boy. We're not going to Jungle Boy. But Omos, here's the thing. He was a tag team champ on Raw when he was with AJ Styles. He is really good when he comes in and does a couple of choke slams and has a good wrestler working with him. You put him in the Hurt Business, put him with Bobby Lashley. That's a tag team.
Yes.
Now we're talking. But Omos on his own, what matches has he won? Yeah, he beat Elias this week. Ooh, I could probably beat Elias. No, I can't. But seriously, but otherwise,
can you beat Ezekiel though?
They're the same guy.
What?
No They're the same guy.
No way.
I've never seen them together in the same room. Anyways.
We did.
but seriously though, Omos, when you're coming in, you're facing guys that are local wrestlers in that area. There's no music for them. They're wearing their jobber tights. That's all I've seen him beat. He was not beating Brock Lesnar. And that was a match, though, honestly. What, besides Vince and having a wet dream of having all this meat in the ring. Like, why would you possibly schedule for WrestleMania? What was the point of Lesnar versus Omos?
The only and that's why my prediction was Omos, because I really thought they were gearing towards building him as a monster and putting together the click back together, right? So getting the Hurt Business back together, because I'm like, what a great opportunity. You got all eyes on it. You can make him look really legitimate by taking out Brock. Brock won't lose any respect out there, right? Especially if it's lost by interference. And he has a story dangling still with Lashley. Like, that was never fully, it's a done story, right? What a missed opportunity. They could have nailed all that down and kind of helped push Omos up a bit.
I like Omos. I like the whole concept. I just think they got to position him better because they're making him this, like, it's just, even like when Hulk Hogan beat Andre the Giant, it's like, it shouldn't happen. Andre should freaking destroy him, but they're not going to push him properly. They're not going to use him properly. And this is the way life of Omos until the Hurt Business happens. That's it.
Yep, I fully agree on that. Again, missed opportunity on that one, I think.
Well, it was supposed to be Brock versus Bray Wyatt until Brock said, hell no, I am not doing one of those matches. And good on him. I'd rather fight Omos. And they're like, okay, buddy boy, Omos it is. So,
Yeah.
so that's how that match went. Let's leave that one alone. We got 4 more riveting matches to cover from WrestleMania to wrap up 39. We got Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. And we went 0 for 4 on this one.
Yep.
None of us gave Seth Rollins a chance. I have one question for you to start in this match. Why was R-Truth in the Prime bottle?
You know what?
I thought that was R-Truth. Sorry, I know it's KSI, but I'm like, yeah. that would be such an R-Truth thing, isn't it?
That would have been perfect for R-Truth. You know, I was chatting with some buddies, and they thought that it would have been great if R-Truth showed up at another promotions wrestling show that night, just because it plays perfectly with his character. But I love R-Truth. Would have loved to see him. Actually, he would have been perfect for that spot too. But I did actually like the way that they incorporated the KSI and the Prime bottle, so it worked pretty well.
It was a great splash. I thought, okay, we got Cinnamon Toast Crunch match. We got the Mike's Hard Lemonade Gunther match. Now we got the Prime bottle match. The conspiracy theory is that they did not pay Logan Paul anything for this match, as long as he got to advertise Prime all day long, which is pretty much what he did in this match.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. So I wrote in, I said this would be my only one, that there'd be a no contest. Paul hits Rollins with his punch. Ref is knocked out. Ref comes to, outside interference, no decision. They bring it back for SummerSlam. And all of you thought Logan was taking it.
100%. Yeah. I thought that he would do it. Seth is a big enough star to absorb that kind of hit without damaging his reputation or losing any face in the locker room. You know, I really thought that that's the way it was going to go down.
Well, David, the producer, thought Logan Paul with a Jake Paul interference, and Timur the lawyer, Logan wins by some sort of interference. The match itself was not bad. It was kind of entertaining. Logan Paul, so I'm okay with him there. It gets the millennials, the hypebeasts, all the people that, you know, go to sneaker shops and, you know, buy Supreme underwear. Like, they're all excited with Logan Paul, and they're drinking their Prime and going to Chick-fil-A. So I get that crowd. So fine. It was good. The whole Prime bottle guy, I thought was kind of cheesy until it was actually KSI. You knew there was somebody in that bottle. You knew that was coming. You knew that was coming.
100%. 100%.
So I was okay with that. This match was not so bad. It's all right for WrestleMania. I'm okay with the result. Sure.
Yeah. I'm okay with the results, of course. But I'm still trying to debate who wore it better, whether it was Seth Rollins or Rihanna, because they both had the similar red dress on as they walked down. So I'm still trying to figure out who did it better.
You know, I would think that Becky Lynch would say, Seth, can't you buy some of your own damn clothes? Stop stealing mine. So I don't know. I don't know with Seth, but whatever. He's eccentric. So we'll, you know, Fun guy.
That's the way it goes. I love Seth. I'm a huge fan of his. Um, that
Oh, yeah.
it's catchy. It's
It
great,
is.
man.
I like Seth. I like Seth too.
Love it, right? And the guy loves the industry, man. And when you get someone like that, it's magic happens.
Look at the Shield. Look at what the Shield produced. You got
Yep.
Roman Reigns, who's on track to being one of the best of all time. Love Roman. Love the whole shtick. Love every one of his shirts. I love his gimmicks, his expressions. Roman's awesome. I think Seth did very well for himself. Won enough belts. I think the guy at the end of it's that the weakest link in this one is John Moxley. I mean, the
100%
whole
agree.
wild thing, coming out from the crowd, it's bleeding. Like, Mox, we do not want you back in WWE, buddy. It's done. You're tired. The AEW fans are getting really sick of this. I'm glad I don't have to watch him in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The next match, though, that we got subjected to, and I love Finn Balor. I think that this guy should be a champ. I love everything that he's about. We had Edge versus Demon Finn Balor. The best part of this match was the fact that Finn Balor's old music played, came out. That was amazing. I loved his intro. I thought that set him up perfectly for a win. Edge was supposed to come with Gangrel. Every outlet reported that Gangrel would be there. There was no Gangrel. There was, although they did mention Christian, interestingly, in one of the Hall of Fame speeches, I recall. So, Christian was out there. But no Gangrel, no real Brood music. We went 2-2 on this one as our predictions. My words on this: why do I care about this? Screw Edge, because Balor is the demon. He will win. Balor loses. He is done. He needs a push.
Yep.
I'm sorry, watching this match, it looked like two kids stealing tools from their parents' freaking toolbox, going into the garage and just wreaking havoc. It looked choppy. It looked sloppy. It did not make Balor look any good in there. It didn't really give Edge a push. I don't know, man. I hated that match. Sorry. How did you see that one going, and how did you like the results?
Yeah, I love Balor, man. I think he's such an amazing talent, but they're just not giving him anything to really work with or do. Like he's being wasted, man. I almost wish that he would. I do wish that he does move on from Judgment Day. I think it's time to, because he's not doing anything. If you're the leader, you should be dominant. He's not. He's not winning matches. He's not winning, big big pay-per-view spots. He's not doing anything. So how can you keep him as leader? Like either bring in somebody or bring up one of the existing members. Do something different. Maybe put Rhea as the leader. Right?
I think she already is.
But make it official.
I see.
Because make it different. We haven't had a faction where the female superstar is the leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's something refreshing. That's something different, right? And I really didn't like the colored. You use purple chairs. I use red chairs. You use purple bamboo sticks. I use red bamboo sticks. That was so weird. And they had a little ledge inside of the Hell in a Cell for Balor to jump off of. I'm like, what is that? I dislike the holes in the cage, but fine, they have to be safe. But really, you're gonna put a little ledge? Like, at least put like a dummy camera or something to make it look like a purpose that he pushes out of the way, not like a spot perfectly made for him to jump off of. And very unfortunate that there was a stoppage in that match, but it kind of ruined the whole vibe of it. It would have been much better for Edge to just have thrown that ladder. Balor's down. They throw up, the X, and they just end the match fast. Just finish it. I know it's WrestleMania and you want to push through it, but it was so weird to have a weird stoppage in between. And then I just kind of just sitting there, like looking around. I'm like, at least make yourself look busy. Start assembling something to throw somebody into, work up the crowd, bring out the bag of thumbtacks. get something so the crowd is still invested instead of like this timeout moment in live wrestling, right? So I think it's really unfortunate that Finn got injured the way that he did. I really hope he comes back from this, but honestly, I don't see anything from him. He's got the worst kind of luck when it comes to injuries. They always come at the most unfortunate times for him. You know, he wins the world championship injured. You know, anything that he does slowly after he's injured, and in this case during the match he got severely injured. I don't know if you saw that gash, but it's
It
pretty
was
gnarly.
bad. It was bad. It was bad. Well, you called Edge winning this one. David, the
Mhm.
producer, called Edge, and Timur said that Balor was going to win it. Well, I know Priest messed up so badly on the mic one time on Raw not that long ago that they're not going to put him on the mic ever again. Like, it was bad. He just sounded horrible on there. But I love Priest. I think when he's on,
a great
he is good on the mic. I think he did well this past Raw when he was telling Adam Cole, sorry, the Adam Pierce, the general manager, telling him, that Bunny got what he deserved because he should have put his nose into it. What
Yeah.
about why can't we have Priest and Balor as a dominant tag team?
Why not? It's something good, you know, and they're part of a team, so it
Yeah,
would make sense, but not by WWE's logic. They'd have to be totally separate people, like Braun and
Ricochet.
Ricochet.
We'll
Where
get
it's
to
like,
them in a moment. Don't
oh,
worry.
we will, but it's just like one of those. Why? What's their common connection here? I don't get it. Right? So that would be an awesome tag team. I'd love to see that. Right? But
But with his
it is
injuries,
what
the
it
other
is.
one I would like, I think for Dom, having Priest as a tag team, I like Dom as a tag team with Priest versus Dom as a singles competitor. I think
Yes.
Priest brings him up. Dom goes on the mic. They work off each other and have Balor as their manager. That works for me. Maybe we go that route.
Or a rotating third, like the New Day had, where
Yes.
they would swap in, right?
Freebird
That would
rules.
be awesome.
The
Yeah,
Freebird rules.
the Freebird.
But like, we have not seen the demon in ages. There was no
Yeah,
real brood here. No Gangrel. What was the point of this? Like, the demon thing did nothing for him. It looked like he was gonna go Halloween trick or treating. Like, it
he
was just
looked
a
like he was
bad
at a
look.
rave.
It was a bad
He had
idea.
the smoke things
Yeah,
going, and
like, what are we opening the
it's
Olympics here? Like, that
yeah,
was just whatever. We're gonna leave that one alone. And we both love Balor, so sorry,
yeah.
Balor, on
Lots
this
of
one.
love to both athletes, man. I love Edge, I love Balor, but
I know, but how many more spears do I have to watch from Edge? Like, okay, he's gonna retire this year in Toronto. It's happening at a house show sometime this year, and we're gonna wish him well. And we loved Edge as well. I liked him as the rated when he was really the rated R superstar. You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
Oh yeah,
So we're ending off WrestleMania now. There are recap 39 show with the two fatal four-way matches. The only thing fatal about these matches was that we were subjected to watch them, and I don't understand them on any level.
yeah.
Seriously, you made on the SmackDown right before WrestleMania a fatal four-way with a singles competitor from each of the tag teams. What does this thing prove? Like, okay, so for the men's, the winner of this one, so we went 0-4 on this one, by the way. We suck. Three of us thought that Braun and Ricochet were going to win it. It
Yeah.
was the Street Profits. And again, I want to see Montez Ford turn heel and go as a singles competitor. He did great in Montreal, but it's not happening yet. And so I don't understand. Street Profits got a tag shot at the belt. Great. So I guess that was the purpose of the Fatal 4-Way. But what was fatal about it? Why did this here? Like, my comments on this one. Shouldn't this be on main event? Like,
Yeah.
why is this even here? Why is this not on AEW Dark? Why am I watching this? I hope rumors are true and Ford turns heel and the Street Profits split up. I want Otis to move on to the models. You saw that he was getting his haircut, by the way, on Raw, right? With
Yeah.
Maxine there. And Braun and Ricochet are going to win. I don't care. So who did you see this one, JP?
I picked Alpha Academy, man.
What?
Yes, I picked them.
Your shirt says it
Yeah.
all. What?
What? Chad Gable, that man deserves a push and a half. he is Kurt Angle 2.0, amazing in the ring, really great on the mic. He's got a catchphrase. He's got the crowd. He can work the crowd. He's ready to go. I thought that this could have been a good way to launch him. And then you got Otis, right? You could have worked both angles. Hey, we just came off this big win, and then there's getting pulled apart type of thing, and create a feud or something. They were both in super successful NXT tag teams, and I thought they'd be the ones that would know tag team wrestling the best, outside of the Street Profits. But again, from the tag teams to choose from, there wasn't much of a storyline happening for anybody. And if anything you could build off of, I picked them, and that's why they were my picks.
I love Otis. I was not a big fan of the Alpha Academy. Shoosh. I get
I
it.
love the shoosh.
It's cute.
Great.
It's cute. It's comedy. He's a great wrestler. My sources told me that Cody Rhodes is a big fan. He pushed to wrestle Chad on TV. Went really well. I love the Otis and the models. It's going really well. He needs to split away and do this Otis thing now. And it's not going to involve Chad. We need Chad to now go and continue the Alpha Academy, but with somebody that's going to actually listen to him. And we got two candidates for this one. One is Baron Corbin, because Lord knows he needs a faction. They should have kept him and Madcap together. They did really well together. As soon as you split up Baron Corbin, Madcap Moss, how they both doing? Not so hot. Yeah. Now, do you remember that you just mentioned Kurt Angle, right?
Yeah.
Remember in Pittsburgh when he brought out the milk truck again?
Yeah.
Who was he with?
Trying to remember here.
Another Gable. The Olympic wrestler.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I forget his name, but he
Gable Stevens? What is his name?
Gable Stevens, I think so, yeah.
There's your faction, bro. The Gables.
Dude, amazing.
There you go.
That works. Two wrestlers. And that would be kind of similar to his previous tag team too. And it's someone totally, it makes sense, right? He's joining the academy to learn the business, and who better to learn it from?
He needs his protege. Much the way that we have Chase U in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And, thank goodness the Schism did not take over Chase U, because that would be really scary stuff. I was really, really afraid there that the big boy was going to break away and, turn on Duke Hudson was going to, turn on Chase U and become a Schism, but all was right in the world. Well, Alpha Academy can't be an academy with him alone. So we got the Gables. We agreed this will be a good tag team. Beautiful. Look, I'm not a Braun and Ricochet fan. I don't get it whatsoever, but they got this chemistry together. It does work for whatever reason. And they've been winning. So I think they should have won it, but it's irrelevant. The winner of this thing wins nothing. They don't even win a trophy. There's absolutely, it was a pointless freaking fatal four-way. I don't think it should have been on WrestleMania at all. I would have rather watched two of the top teams go at it than have this. Agreed?
Yeah, totally agreed. But that's what happens. I mean, they're slapping guys together and hoping it works, right?
We want to talk about slapping people together, then we're going to talk about the last match. We got the women's fatal four-way. We went a perfect 4-0 on this one. It's really cute how Natalya and Shotzi. Natalya came out with the helmet and had a little bit of green in her hair. You got Liv Morgan and Raquel that had their colorful jackets together. Ladies, this is not a real tag team. The only real tag team there was Ronda and Shayna. They wrestled together. They're lifelong friends. They have been tagging a little bit. They need a name for themselves. Maybe Damage Control. No, that's taken. Sorry. But we went to perfect 4-0. We all knew this one was going this way. It was a very easy prediction. And I believe, now think about this. If we keep the belt on Damage Control, how are we going to get the belt onto Shayna and Ronda? It's not going to happen. You can't have a heel face a heel. That's just wrong. Lita is like 70. Sorry, Lita, but it's okay. And Trish is made of plastic, so I don't want her bursting in the ring. So the best way to do this thing is they're called transitional champions. Transitional. You hold the belt and then you transition, because Lita is not going to be wrestling week in, week out.
No.
So I think that's how you get the belts onto Shayna and Ronda, provided Ronda doesn't get injured again. And there's your new tag team champions. The end.
Yeah, fully agree. Maybe they can be like the tap out crew or something like that, and create like an MMA team. Especially now with the merger, right? It's prime picking, right? So you can bring in a lot of MMA stars and highlight them to a WWE audience, right?
We can make an invasion angle, and we
There you
have
go.
Team Endeavor versus Team WWE. And Ronda and Shayna will be joining back to Team Endeavor and start blowing out all the wrestlers because we're the real wrestlers. We're also the fight. Oh, I like that. I like
Right.
that.
So there's awesome opportunity there, man. And honestly, they're two proven bad gals, man. They can scrap with anybody and win, right? So
Absolutely.
I think they're so intense. I wish that they'd be showcased a lot more in that match, right?
Yeah,
They can't.
they were kind of
Shayna
irrelevant.
Shayna is such an awesome professional wrestler. Awesome. She's got it all, man. In NXT, she's amazing. Uh, I wish that they would showcase her a lot more in their future matches together because I don't think she gets enough love, man. She is so committed to it, man, and just looks like an absolute monster in the ring.
No, they were
And I mean
killing
that
it.
in a good way, man. Like,
Absolutely. But they were killing her. They had no gimmick for her, and she became a
yeah,
jobber almost. It was terrible.
yeah.
She was
She
losing
went,
week after week. Getting her with Ronda together, because Ronda, Lord knows, should never talk or be on a mic.
no,
Having
no,
the two of them together, it's a great combination. Two badass women. I love it. I agree with you for
yeah.
sure. And this is where, again, the problem with WWE is they don't know how to use people and they can kill careers in a moment. Just ask Cody. But I will say this much. They do not have a six-person tag team belt, and they do not have a mixed gender belt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like watching AEW week in, week out, everybody has a belt. Is this a participation award? Like, this
And
person
it
has a
doesn't
Ring of
have to be from
Honor
AEW.
six-person tag team belt. This guy has the AAA belt. Like, come on, everybody's got a belt over there.
I feel you, man. I feel you on that. But you know, thinking about Shayna and Ronda, what I think would be a really cool idea for them as a gimmick in ring is one of them puts their opponent in a submission, and the other partner tries to put the other wrestler in a submission, and they kind of have a contest between each
Who
other in
taps
ring
first?
about who can make them tap first, or like which one is like a better technique or something like that, like
Love it.
do a hip toss and then she does a hip toss to outdo each other, because they've got the perfect background, and I think stuff like that would really pick up with the audience.
Shayna could break any bone in our body at any moment,
100%.
no question asked.
Oh
I would not mess with
yeah,
her.
I
We got a
wouldn't.
couple minutes left as we're wrapping up this WrestleMania episode. So I'm going to throw you a bonus question. You got time for a bonus question?
Sure.
All right. I got to ask you quickly because we're going to go totally off topic on this one. This is a wrestling show, and this is the real Mark Bagwell. And we talk about wrestling gimmicks and talk about, up and coming performers. And there's a guy on AEW that reminds me a lot of a young Marcus Alexander Bagwell, how he comes up. But I do like his look a lot. I think this guy's a future star. A lot of people don't like him. I want your take on Hook.
Oh man, I love Hook. I love Hook, man. I liked Hook a lot more when he was a lot more silent and just came out, did his thing, went to the back and called it a day. I loved that about him. That mystique was awesome. But you can't be silent forever. Even the Taker talked eventually, right? So I agree with you. I think he's definitely one of the future pillars of AEW. Um, you know, if he's anything of what his dad was, Taz, um, we're in for a real treat, man. Because Hook looks like a tough guy. He's not the biggest, but he just looks like bad, man. He looks like he's just gonna. You look like you're gonna have a black eye coming home if you mess with him. You know what I mean? So I think he's great, man. I think he's gonna do really well in the future for sure.
I like his music. I like his
Yep.
gimmick, his shtick. I like how he puts his back to you and the music is going. Then he gets you to tap real quick. I agree. He needs a mouthpiece out there. I didn't like the jungle hook gimmick. I'm glad they got him out
Yeah,
of there as soon as possible
me
because
too.
anything Jungle Boy touches turns to crap. Sorry, Jungle Boy. Your name is Jungle Boy. Like they need to cut his hair and make him more serious, and then I'll see because he's a good wrestler.
He's
I just
amazing in some
I know, but
spots.
the fans like the
Yeah, I
it's
was there live, man. It's
me
really fun
too.
live. You gotta try it.
I was there. I didn't do it, but I get it.
Uh,
I do get it. I just don't want to. I it's not my thing. But
yeah,
I see a guy like Hook again. AEW, he's a star. He's going to continue to grow. WWE would have no idea what to do with this guy.
100%.
He almost would squash him in 2 seconds.
I don't think he'd do anything significant at all there, other than job. He'd just there'd be no future for him there, you know. But a great mouthpiece, put Taz as his guy. I think that'd be awesome, man.
Well,
Taz is good on the mic. I like Taz, man.
I'll throw one more name at you that I am dying to find out where he's going to go. The best unsigned wrestler right now, and it's not Matt Cardona because Matt Cardona is doing his thing, but I do like Matt Cardona a lot. I love where he's going. Nick Aldis. We need Nick Aldis in our life.
Yep.
I'm only questioning whether he's going to AEW or he's going to WWE, but man, Aldis has. There's your guy, Nick Aldis, with his suits and everything the way he conducts himself. That's a guy I could see take down Roman Reigns just because Nick Aldis is a champion. I love everything about Nick Aldis. Maybe Cardona could do it if he comes in.
No,
but I do like Cardona. I like his shtick, but Aldis is your guy.
Yeah.
But again,
I can see that one, but not Cardona, man.
I actually tuned into NWA just to watch Aldis.
Yeah.
Week after week after week.
He would be a great asset anywhere he goes, man. He's got a lot to offer. But I don't know, man. I don't know how he'd do in AEW. I can't really see a spot because they don't have all like the big guys to make it seem like a threat, right? So I don't know. It would be. I think he's more of a WWE fit, I think.
AEW's also got 80 people that, week after week, they can't even continue a storyline because randomly they just put matches together. That's what happens when your owner writes your materials. So there's no flow. So I agree with you. I think that he get lost in the shuffle there as well. But we'll see when Nick Aldis does come. And Matt Riddle's back, but he's fighting The Miz. And Randy Orton is on his way back soon. So lots of wrestling talk still to come. We recapped WrestleMania successfully. JP Curry for the month of April, filling in for Jerry Hood. You've been an awesome co-host. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your smile. It's infectious and a lot more wrestling to come. We'll be able to get you back on the show one day.
Buddy, anytime you call, I will answer gladly. Thank you so much for this opportunity, bro.
You did amazing filling in for Jerry. Thank you. And you did so well that expect a call in the future. There's more wrestling talk to come because we got a big year ahead in WWE as we got the merger with UFC. WrestleMania is in the books. And we'll see where things go in that world. And Marcus Alexander Bagwell, Buff Bagwell, is on the road again. He was at WrestleCon with WrestleMania and doing independent shows. And one day we'll be talking about him in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's going to happen. So lots going on the Real Mark Bagwell. JPL Curry, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Folks, send in your questions, your comments on Buff Bagwell, on the world of wrestling. And we'll see you back soon on The Real Mark Bagwell, a wrestling docuseries.